Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how I made this super easy and inexpensive wreath for fall. I spent around $15 and it reminds me of something I would see in Hobby Lobby or Michael's for much more, and it only took me about a half an hour to make. So I hope this tutorial is helpful and inspires you to create your own beautiful fall wreath. I picked up this wooden gather piece at Dollar Tree in the fall section and thought it would be perfect in the center of the wreath. Dollar Tree also has one that says thankful, but that word was a bit longer, so I chose gather instead. And I painted it in white using Waverly chalk paint and a foam brush. The chalk paint covers really well, so I only needed to do one coat. I wanted to make sure it was completely covered on all angles, so I just used my foam brush to kind of push the paint in the tight spots where the words curve, and any excess paint that was from getting those spots, I just made sure to run my brush over so I wouldn't have any thick drip marks. I painted the front, inner, and outer edges, leaving the back unpainted because it was not going to be seen once it was attached to the wreath. To make the wreath, I used this 5-inch burlap from Dollar Tree. I got 2 rolls that are 10 yards each, but I only used a little over 1.5 rolls. For this 18-inch wreath form, also from Dollar Tree, some scissors, and zip ties. I'm going to show you guys the easiest way, in my opinion, to get the ruffled look on a burlap wreath. I've tried a couple different methods like the twist and just found that this pull-through method is the easiest and fastest way to achieve the ruffles. I start the wreath by taking the ends of the burlap and pulling them up from under the center wire on the wreath and securing it with a zip tie. Now, if you don't have zip ties, you can also use a pipe cleaner and just twist it around. I just prefer to use zip ties. And if the wreath form you're using has 4 wires and not 3 like this one, you would just go around the inner 2 wires, if that makes sense. Once you have your ends secured to the center, it's going to move and slide, but don't worry because it's supposed to. All you're going to do is pull up the edges of your burlap using your pointer finger and thumb to kind of pinch and then scrunch and then push the burlap over. It's going to want to twist every once in a while, so I just use my other hand to kind of straighten out the burlap when it gets twisted up. And that's all there is to it. You're just going to repeat this all the way around the wreath, pulling up, pinching, and scrunching and pushing over. You do want to make sure that you're putting as much ruffles as you can in each section. The tighter it is, the better, because you don't want the wires to be kind of showing. I wasn't sure in the beginning if I would have enough burlap, so I could have definitely put more ruffles in the first couple of sections, but 2 rolls was plenty enough for this 18-inch wreath. And when I got to the end, I just pushed over the part where I began to add more ruffles. And when you get to the end of the first burlap roll, you're just going to do the same thing as you did in the beginning and just secure the end with a zip tie. And then when you start your new roll, you're going to do the same thing and secure your new roll with the zip tie. To attach the wooden gather piece, I just use a zip tie on the letter G and the letter R on each side and secured it to the form because I really wanted it to look like it was kind of floating and wasn't being visibly attached by anything. And I end up covering the zip ties with floral and using them to kind of hold some of the picks. And then I just cut off the twine on the back of the piece. I don't like using hot glue or anything when I'm making my wreaths because I like to repurpose and reuse things, so I can easily just cut this off if I want to repurpose it and use it in a future DIY. Next, it was time to add the floral, so I just laid out a bunch of different fall floral that I had been collecting, and I set them on the table. Some of the stems I purchased were from Dollar Tree, a few were from Walmart for 98 cents, and the bigger pumpkin picks were actually from Hobby Lobby that I purchased when they were having a sale. So I kind of just play around and decide where I want things and which stems I want to use. I really wanted to incorporate a lot of different floral and different colors and textures in this wreath because I was really going for a look that I would see again in places like Michael's or Hobby Lobby when they put out all of their big, beautiful fall wreaths. And again, I don't like to use hot glue in my wreaths unless it's absolutely necessary because I like to reuse and repurpose things. But if you would like to use hot glue for like a more permanent solution, you can definitely do that. And all I do to attach the floral picks is just use some wire cutters and then cut off a long enough piece to kind of twist and wrap them into the frame, and then kind of fluff the burlap around exposed stems. And you can also use zip ties or pipe cleaners to kind of attach your floral if you want to do it that way to, I guess, just make it last longer and hold up through storage when you put your decorations away for the season. You could also do that. So that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I'm just playing around with the placement of all of the different floral. I really hope this video was helpful or inspired you to create your own fall wreath or gave you some ideas. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And I would also love to have you subscribe if you're not currently a subscriber and want to see more of my content. I do a lot of Dollar Tree hauls on my channel, but I also love making affordable home decor and also junk journaling and paper crafting. So if that's something that you're into, I'd love to have you subscribe. So thank you so much for watching and giving me your time, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.